Hello everyone. Looking at the programme for this workshop, it is apparent that efforts to disrupt digital monolingualism have to be interdisciplinary, including, but of course not limited to, language and media specialists. And of course, such specialists won't crack this on their own. There is also the role of policymakers, tech firms, and above all, language users themselves. All of these actors have their own interests, expressed through their own discourses. And today I want to talk about divergences in perceptions and discourses of multilingualism. Presumably, if we want to disrupt digital monolingualism, then we are working towards digital multilingualism. In particular, I want to address differences in perception that I, an applied linguist, have encountered among my research subjects, the actual users of languages that I research. To illustrate, I'm using data from a study that I conducted among young speakers of Sorbian in Germany. Now, I'm guessing that I need to provide some background information on Sorbian. The Sorbs are a recognized minority in some of the eastern states of Germany, not far from Poland and the Czech Republic. And the Sorbian languages, there are two varieties, are part of the West Slavic group of languages. Upper and Lower Sorbian are officially recognized in their areas of settlement, and there are political measures to support those languages. Nonetheless, linguistically, this group is highly vulnerable, with UNESCO classifying Sorbian as definitely endangered in the context of the dominant German-speaking society. I recently conducted a study among young speakers of Sorbian. In this study, the participants, of which there were around 160, reported generally good abilities in Sorbian and generally positive attitudes to Sorbian. When it comes to their activities online, they run the usual gamut of social networking, entertainment, news, homework, and so on. I know that this is a lot of information on one slide and I have to move quickly, so if you need more information on the study, it has been published or I'll be happy to explain later. Looking at the yellow bars, they represent the German language. So overall, we see that German dominates the online activities of these users. There are different reasons for this, including technical factors. So there simply isn't available software in Sorbian and there is simply more content online in German, but also social reasons. Social networks are broad and so it's deemed more acceptable to post in the majority language. However, take a closer look and we see that Sorbian, represented here by the blue bars, plays a relatively stronger role in schoolwork and chat and social networking. For an endangered language, this is a relatively, and I emphasize relative, this is a relatively positive indicator of language vitality. Fantastic, nice findings. So what's the issue? Moving on. The vast majority of the participants agree with the statement that the internet is multilingual. Wonderful. However, when it comes to Sorbian, they don't see the importance of the internet. Let's look at these findings side by side. As a minority language researcher, I see a contradiction here. So I presented these bar charts to the participants in focus groups and I asked them to explain it for me. Here's one reply from a 15-year-old. Because by multilingual, most of us mean German, English, or other languages like Russian, Spanish, French, Italian. So in the sense that the big languages are represented and not that a relatively small language like Sorbian is popular on the internet. And the internet is important for the Sorbian language in Germany. Well, in Germany, everyone who speaks Sorbian understands German. And if you want to reach as many people as possible in the internet, which is somehow what the internet is for, then you would tend to write in German. So these participants understood the question completely differently to how I had meant it. What I mean by a multilingual internet, as I work with academic theories and my own normative assumptions, does not correspond to their beliefs. not only their beliefs, but from a positivist perspective, they are quite right. There simply isn't a lot of Sorbian online. So to them, the question, as I meant it, wasn't legitimate. I made an assumption, certainly not the first researcher to do it, and I certainly won't be the last. But still, if we are to disrupt digital monolingualism, researchers do have to hold on to their normative assumptions. While we also need serious consideration of our positionality, we can't do it alone. So the questions I want to put out for discussion today are: which perceptions, or indeed misperceptions, matter in minority language media research? And connected to that, what should be the role of minority language scholarship in disrupting digital monolingualism? Thank you very much.